What's up, my lovely love bug goodies? Welcome back to your girl channel and to my kitchen, how to cook with another amazing recipe. How to make Jamaican authentic brown stew chicken and rice and peas in my kitchen, fast, easy, and simple. Now, if you're here watching me cooking for your first time, make sure you subscribe and then turn on your post notification settings to be reminded every time your girl uploads what a brand new video. You ready for the recipe? Well, make we jump right into it then now.
You don't remember where you're coming from. You don't remember where you're coming from. You don't remember where you're coming from. Rastafari, why you turn your back on your brother when him need you? You don't remember the days and when him feed you. You know when no obligation but to owe him some respect. All you need to do is just give him wine to get turn your back on your brother.
Okay, goody, let's jump right into this thing. We're not going to waste no more time. Now, right here, I'm using about a 3.5 pound chicken, and we're going to be using the whole chicken for the recipe, just like you have requested, right? Now, what I usually do first when I'm cutting up my chicken pieces, I always start off separating the wings first and leave it attached. Of course, you can cut it right this and make it into two, but your girl always do that, right? Now, as far as my legs and thighs concerned, I always start from the corner that connect the breast and the thigh and just separate it right there and then take it right across. It comes off really easy. Your leg and thigh comes off attached when you do it this way. I like doing it this way. If you have another way that you do yours, just comment down below and let me know, but this kind of work for me some kind of way, right? Now, another thing is I'm going to be taking off a lot of those skin and fat. We don't need all of that, but however, I'm going to leave some of it on because I want it to be nice and moist on the inside when I make this brown stew chicken, and it is going to give me a lot of flavor that I need. But you definitely want to go ahead and take off some of that excess fat and remove that lip insert right there, the little red thing. You go ahead and take all of that out from a chicken. You definitely don't want to leave that in, but go ahead and cut it into smaller pieces. You could leave it attached, the leg and thigh attached, but if stretch the chicken and make it shift you're going to cut it up into smaller pieces, right? Now, as far as my breast is concerned, I like to cut it down like this from where the chicken back is. You could take off that chicken back right there so and separate it and put it aside and just save it all up for when I make chicken back soup and brown stew chicken, brown choose chicken back and all them things, chicken back and ackee and them something there. You always probably want to save that for that recipe, but today I'm going to leave it attached to the chicken breast because husband do like the bony part of the chicken as well. He likes the breast, but he likes the chicken back attached to it, right? If that makes any sense. But anyhow, I went ahead and removed most of the fat from the chicken breast and left the skin on attached to the chicken back part. That makes sense, right? Let me say that again. I removed the fat and the skin from the chicken breast, like I'm doing here. See what I do that? I remove the fat and the skin from the chicken breast, and then I left some of that chicken skin attached to the chicken back, right? Just like that. So just like that, just take off some of that fat from there, and I was good to go. Now, if you're sharing for more people, of course you could cut it small. You could cut that breast into two more pieces, and then you have 4 breasts, or you could cut the wing into 2 more pieces and you have extra pieces, depending on how much people you're planning to cook for. But right now I'm cooking for about 4, and this will work. Okay, now moving right along, I went ahead and washed it nice and clean with salt, lemon juice, and vinegar. It was nice and ready to season. Now, to season it, I went ahead and added some salt and black pepper to it. Now, if you don't have black pepper, you can use white pepper, right? But black pepper is preferred. Now, I went in and added some onion powder to it. And then I went in and added some garlic powder as well on the chicken. Now, to give it more flavor, I went in my Ocherius chicken season. I love this Ocherius chicken season. It has so much flavor. Flavor. If you can't find it in the supermarkets, check Amazon. It's there. Now I did go in with some all-purpose seasoning, and I'm using the Grace brand because I already know some of that. Then I went in with some ground ginger, and you could use fresh ginger right there, so just to balance out all the other things we put on it. Then I did add some paprika, of course, went in with that, and all the amount that I'm using here, I'm gonna write them down in the description box so they will be there. Now, homegirl love our combo season. Oh man, I love me some combo seasoning. So I did go in and add my combo seasoning to it. And again, you could substitute that combo seasoning for whatever it is that you like. Now, you could make your homemade browning from scratch, but to make it fast, easy, and simple, I did add my Ocherius browning to it. And to be exact, I had it about a tablespoon. You could add less. Now, to kick it up a notch, I went in with my homemade green seasoning, and I will of course insert the link for the green seasoning. I will put it down below to show you how I made it. This particular green seasoning, the thing tastes good by everything. All my vegan food them, it massive from a vegan food them, so I'm going to insert the link down below for that. Okay, so don't worry yourself. And I did add probably about 2 tablespoons of that. Now, I went in also with some garlic, fresh garlic, and I think I probably added about a tablespoon of that thing. And vinegar, apple cider vinegar, because me no cook nothing without my apple cider vinegar, white vinegar, anything we might have. Now, to cook it up at extreme notch, you need your onions and your bell pepper, tomato, pimento seeds, and you could substitute for the allspice. I'm going to put my hot pepper, of course, scallion and thyme and other good thing. Pan the chicken, you need that. Now let's go ahead and pour all that into it and give all of that a really, really, really good mix. I'm using my gloves, but if you're going to use no gloves, just your hands, make sure your hands are nice and clean, of course. So you go ahead and just give it a really good mix. Now, I did decide to let it sit overnight because I did make this for my Sunday dinner. So you might see it a different day, but this was my Sunday dinner, so I went ahead and put it in the refrigerator. Usually I just let it sit for 30 minutes or 1 hour and I'm ready to cook. But since your girl had time on her hands, I just went ahead and put it in my refrigerator and let it sit overnight, and it's going to give it a whole lot more flavor. But you could go ahead and just let it sit for 30 minutes. It's still gonna taste nice same way. You want to be sure to wrap it up in your plastic nice and tight. That way it doesn't absorb any smell that's going on in that refrigerator, right? And it's going to lose its flavor if it does. Now, when I was ready to cook it, this is what I did. I went ahead and added some cooking oil to my frying pan. Before you add that chicken into that oil, okay, you want to remove all of the seasoning, well, majority, 95% of that seasoning. You do not want to have no onions, no scallion. The thyme is okay if it gets in the pot, but you definitely don't want to have no tomatoes, scallion, or onion or anything like that in your frying pan. All right, we got that. Right, we got that. So you want to go ahead and just put that down in the pot, and we're gonna allow this to fry for about 10 minutes until it has a nice little golden brown color. It doesn't have to be black golden brown or beautiful golden brown, because you do have browning on it. So you just want to go ahead and let it get a nice little color. You will decide the color when it comes, right? But this was my color of choice that I have right here. That was perfect for me. But if you want to make it a little bit darker than that, of course you can make it darker, because remember what? It's your kitchen. You can do whatever you want, right? Just make it the color, make your kitchen happy is what we are doing here. Make your kitchen happy, right? Okay, now moving right along. When I was done on both sides, that is what my chicken looks like. It was perfect and it was ready for me to move on to my next step, right? Perfect. Now what I did though, I went ahead and removed them from that oil. You want to go ahead and take it out because this is authentic. I'm going to also insert another recipe that I did, Jamaican brown stew chicken without the frying method, how restaurants do it. But this is not our restaurant, this is how we do it, and I will also not cook for family them. Now after you remove the chicken, you take the oil out, remove all of the oil, and then you replace the chicken back into that frying pan, because in that frying pan is a whole heap of flavor. So you just go ahead and put your chicken back into that. Now with your season that you season your chicken in, you go ahead and you pour that goodness all over that chicken, just like so, good, and just make the thing happy, because it's all about flavor. Remember, when you're cooking, always remember, good cooking, good seasoning, good flavor. Everybody will come back at your house, right? Every time straight. Everybody will remember you're cooking when you think turn up right. Now what I'm going to do here, that pan that I seasoned in, I added a little bit more water, probably with a cup of water, and just poured it all over the chicken. You don't want to waste anything. Now this is optional, tomato ketchup, but when I was growing up, mama always put tomato ketchup on our chicken, and I love ketchup on everything. It is totally optional, guys, and I'm gonna compliment them and say, oh, this is not authentic because they put ketchup on it. It is your choice to put it on it. I love ketchup. I did go in and add about 2 tablespoons of butter, unsalted butter. Let it simmer nice and slow on medium heat for about 30 to 35 minutes, and when I was done, honey, that is what my Jamaican authentic brown stew chicken looks like. It was ready. It was full of flavor. It was fast. It was easy. And it was simply delicious. Easy to follow, right? I know you're going to get this one right. If you're doing it for the first time, don't skip any step. Just do it exactly how I did it here, and you're going to be just fine. Now, for my rice and peas, I'm not even going to go through that step by step, but just a little bit of something. I am using my cowpeas because cowpeas is my favorite peas of all. All I did was add some coconut milk to it, and then I added some scallion, and then I went in with some thyme to it and a hot pepper. That pepper that I'm using is from Florida, so hot, but me not pop it. Now I did had the pimento seed and all of that thing to it, right? Now I gave it about 30 minutes to cook, just to come together, and then I went in with the rice. Added the rice to it. You could use any kind of rice that you want to use. Go ahead and use it, because we talk about rice and peas all the time. What I can remind you right here though, when you add your rice to that water, you want to make sure that you have about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of that water above the level of your rice. If you don't have 1 inch or 1.5 inches of liquid in it, your rice is going to give you some problems, right? It's better that your rice need a little bit more water when you go and check it, more than the rice is saggy and hardy. You can always add a little water to it, but you cannot remove the water once you ruin the whole thing. Now I gave it a little nice little cover up, spin it up, cover it up nice and tight, because I always use my foil paper. Cover it up nice and tight to seal in the steam, because the steam is what's going to cook your rice. And after about 40 minutes of steaming time on low to medium heat, that is what we have right here. A nice pot of cowpeas. Cowpeas, rice and peas, one of the best rice and peas, and the one that I love the most. But this is definitely not the parboiled rice. This is the basmati rice. This is the one that I'm using right here. But when I put it on the plate bowl, that is what we have here. We did have it with some quarantine mac and cheese. If you want me to show you how I made that mac and cheese, just let me know. I will definitely do it for you, because that was some rig up mac and cheese, but it was good. Now if you like the recipe, give it a thumbs up, share it with friends and family, let them know what's going on over here, bring them come, send them come, then tell me what you want to have me cooking next in my kitchen. And remember, as always, from my kitchen to your kitchen, enjoy.